Well, what did you think of that? Did that go as well as you had hoped?
No, not really. He didn't have much to say considering he was dressed for somebody
To ask him what you're doing.
Exactly, looking for attention.
Yeah, it seems like with some of these people who, they're setting up art or they're wearing funny costumes.
They don't want to talk.
Yeah, you're begging for attention and then you want to act like you're too cool for school. Like, oh, whatever. Yeah, well, that's not the game we play. We want you to be, talkative and good subjects. Otherwise, you don't get much YouTube
Isn't
time.
that the point of Nuit Blanche?
Well, I would think, but that particular guy with you say it was an ox on his head.
It looked like a beaver.
A beaver, yeah. So he can say whatever he wants. He can say, yeah, I think he just rides around with that on all the time and
the silver leggings.
Yeah, and just begging for attention. And then if anybody asks what's going on, he's like, "What? I don't know what you're talking about." So. Yeah, he probably does actually hate tonight because he doesn't stand out as much. Tomorrow he'll go back to wearing his beaver hat and everything.
We tried to make him stand out.
Yeah, we tried to help. His friend was helpful, saying, yes, he's from an interstellar. Now, guys, break character for a second. We're freaking interviewing her. You're not Borat. You don't have to, stick to your little hilarious, bland, boring character. You can sort of just tell us what you're doing. That would have been more interesting. These are just tips we're giving you. People out there who might be approached by us, exactly. Tonight.
Nuit Blanche.
Right, although you'll be watching this video afterwards. But I mean in the future, maybe next year's Nuit Blanche. Maybe, do you want to come to another event this year with me? Oh yes, yeah, we have an idea for next year's art project. Because we were looking at the sidewalks while we were walking up Ossington. We're wondering, is that art? Like just there was a little screw on the ground or something, a little pipe. And then we're thinking, yeah, maybe that should be our thing. We should just set up somewhere and point some lights at something. But then you had the idea to put something actually interesting on the sidewalk. So we came up with the idea of a glass, and then you decided to put something in it, and it was a French fry. So it's going to be a French fry in a glass, upside down, and we'll put that on the sidewalk, and that'll be our art piece. So if anybody from Nuit Blanche is watching this right now, consider this our submission. And we look forward to seeing you all at next year's Nuit Blanche. And hopefully somebody comes up with an iPhone to interview us this time.
That's right, and we will talk.
Oh, we will talk. We won't stop talking. Have a good night.